for this class here, you're going to have a few different ones to work with. If you open up your Capstone project, it will be up there when this video is posted. But what this file is this you're going to have four different phases of this capstone, and this is the first one. So the capstone project overview talks a little bit about the history of electric power. I won't read all of this off to us because it's just history, so you can read through this yourself. Essentially, though, it's just talking a bit about what electricity does, and we're trying to figure out how to apply electricity for a website for Lawrence, Kansas. Now, this is a case study of how to use this stuff in real life, and so far we've generated 10 distinct web pages for this case study: electric power history, Lawrence hydropower, and area description. Now, for the most part, each of these web pages is developed completely within the case study section at the end of the chapter, but in some instances, a web page is iteratively enhanced over 2 or more chapters. For one example, the electric power history and Lawrence hydropower web pages are developed separately at the ends of chapters 1 and 2, and then enhanced together at the end of chapter 3. So, and then also the area description web page is developed at the end of chapter 3, but enhanced more at 7, and then again at 9. So what you're doing here is you're going through these phases of developing this website, using the textbook, of course, having a lot of examples and stuff kind of done for you already, but you're going to be going through, it's going to ask 1 or 2 times, like, how do you add in a line item, and how you do this, and so forth, too, or like adding in another element. So for your capstone project, the way that this is going to work for this course is that you're going to be asked to complete a section of the overall, case study. So for this first capstone project 1, there'll be a total of 4. What you're going to be doing is you're going to complete the case study sections for chapters 1, 2, and 3. Now, as I said before, I already believe that chapter 1's kind of done for you, so you can actually just download it and submit the HTML file for this one. But please read through it because you're going to be reading through it again later. Because for chapter 3, you're going to go ahead and create a new one. Now, for this capstone project again, we're going to see that for the first part, you're going to submit electricpowerhistory.html. The second chapter, you're going to submit Lawrence hydropower.html, which is block and phrasing. First one is structural. For your third chapter, you're going to submit area description.html with Lawrence microgrid.css. So that's going to illustrate CSS styling. We haven't gotten to that yet. That will be in our next lecture on Thursday. But essentially here, you're going to be submitting 3 different HTML files and 1 CSS file into this capstone project part 1. Okay, so now we went through this, so we're going to be submitting different files, but how do you actually get to the capstone information? Everyone, if you could double check on your end for me now as well, do folks have access to this ebook here? Does everyone see the ebook on their side? Yep. Okay. So if you go into Moodle and you don't see the ebook, let me know, just in case it's not there. Yes. All right. Thank you. So after you click on this ebook here, it will take you into a new page. Nice. And I kind of already skipped to it, but you should, at the very start, it should be a cover page. And now, if you go to chapter 1, which is where your first case study is, this is going through all the basics. So if you actually want to figure out a bit more about what we went through already, maybe creating a website, you had a bit of a time figuring out how to do the text editors. What we could do here is we could read through it and stuff as well. But after you go down and you get through all the chapters, you'll see here 1.15, the last section of your chapter is going to be the section called case study. So I would recommend to read through this on your own as well. It's already what I just read in the capstone project example. But where it gets a bit different is that you'll have this section that says this chapter's webpage. And what that means is that you're going to have a dedicated webpage with a bit of HTML here that is going to talk a bit about what exactly is going on. So for this one, I believe we already have the source code for the web page. So what I would say is you could just download this one onto your end and then try to open it up, make sure it works, and then read through what it's asking you to do here, and then finally submit it as well. But you'll see here as well that in chapter 2, Let me open up expand in this guy. It's at the same, it's not at the exact same area, but you'll see here, it always starts with case study. So get your capstone project, you're going to be doing the case studies for chapters 1, 2, and 3. And you'll be submitting a total of 4 files, including the Lawrence microgrid CSS. You'll only be submitting 3 HTML files. So that's what the difference is there. Okay. So this is what the case study is. Again, it's kind of mimicking this process of creating a website for an issue that is there and then thinking through it. And you'll be doing these case study and this capstone at the same time as your regular projects 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So that's in general.
This capstone project, is it due? When is it due?
So great question. So this one we do Thursday, April 14th. So next end of next Thursday. And it's not everything, it's only the first part first. So capstone part 1 is due Thursday, April 14th, and that means only the first 3 chapters are. But I guess I could ask it now. Would folks prefer for the coding if I open up like all the capstone projects in case you want to look ahead at them, or do you want to just do it incrementally?
Yes.
Yes? So
yes, please.
Are other folks okay with that?
I have one question,
Yep.
John.
Yeah.
I didn't understand the capstone because the code is already there.
Yeah,
for the
so
part two, right?
so a few of these capstone projects you can actually already they're kind of already done for you, which is funnily enough, I didn't think that they would do that, but they did, I
Sure.
guess. So for chapters 1 and 2, those ones are already 2 might not be done for you, but 1 is done for you already. So all you really need to do is
Oh, I just saw the second one over there.
sure. So this, and then is the second one all? Yeah,
Yeah,
the
right-
second
right
one
there.
might be done for us as well. Is it?
It's just like
Oh,
I'm
wait,
pretty
let me
much going
see
to copy that code and make a new file and submit the file. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
so for the first one, you're going to copy code and submit the file, but you'll see here, let me, well, this one you're going to, should be there. I believe for the code that they provide you here, it's not the full code here. So the first one is provided for you, but you'll see here in this second one, after your first block quote in 1874 Lawrence, Kansas, that's only the first section. So you'll have to code in the rest of this section here
Oh,
for
got
that
it.
one. So a few of them have a lot of it done, or they have the
Uh-huh.
base of it done for you, and then you'll
Okay.
need to add a bit more. So base your code off of what this web page looks like, and then make sure that you make, I would say inside of your AD110 folder, if you have one, make a folder that's just a massive capstone folder with all your HTML files in there, because you're going to return a few of them to edit them a little bit and then update them as well. The last one that we have here is the capstone part 3. So this is the last, not the last one, but for part 1, this is the last guy you need to submit. And this one you can see here, this one looks a bit more unique with the color stylings. So this is where we'll use CSS, and you can see here that okay, it gave us a bit of it already, but hopefully this one doesn't give us all of it there. But you can see here, we'll learn how to link to a CSS file and everything. But in general, you're going to be giving a block and then adding a bit more to it there. Does that help a bit clarify for the capstone?
Sure. This.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Awesome. All right. So I went ahead and I opened up this first capstone. I just kidding. No, I didn't. So let me